right, welcome back to another episode of Weekly Tangents. Definitely your favorite podcast where two best friends talk about anything really that I decide we talk about on a given week. You don't get to decide on your weeks, Dylan. I subtly manipulate you into choosing your topics.
Oh, you suddenly manipulate me into choosing more viewed topics than your own.
Yeah, because I'm just trying to inflate your confidence and sense of self. I'm trying to be a good friend here.
Oh, I appreciate it.
Yeah, just nudging you in the right direction. But with that said, there's things going on in the world, Dylan. Big
There
election
are.
things. And we're not
Oh,
talking
yes.
about that.
Thank God, because I do not have enough knowledge on that.
Yeah, no. But with things going on in the world, obviously there's things going on in my life that we need to catch up on.
Only in your life.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll frame it in a way that, you get to talk. Like I said, I subtly manipulate you with my ultimate psychology skills.
Okay.
But yeah, no. Don't worry. You'll see where I go with this eventually. But, just going to start off with on Thursday night, I did something that I think you and I would have had a lot of fun doing.
Did you play Scrabble and or some game that took a long ass time?
No, that's something we would hate to do, but we would do anyways.
True.
No, what I did was with my coworker and his ex, we decided to go to Irvine to get some food from a place called Yup Duck, which I think you'll know what that means because I don't remember what it means. Something to do with chicken or something, I think.
Yup Duck. No, Yup
Oh,
Duck is
shoot.
just a type of Korean rice cake.
That's all it is?
Well, Yup Duck specifically is like
Oh, I'm thinking bulldog, I think.
you're thinking of Bulldog. Dokboki is the rice cakes, and then Yup Duck is like that in a super spicy like broth.
Yeah, well, that's what we had. We went all the way there because they went to a place in LA, but there was a place in Irvine that was like within walk. It's not even within walking distance of the campus. It's on our like university campus, like town center. So it's like basically on campus. So they're like, hey, it'll be a cool way for you to show us, your campus and school, and we'll get to like eat good Korean food, blah blah blah. So I went with them, right?
Hmm.
And I gotta say, it was pretty good, but I was pretty underwhelmed in a way because of two major things. One, they can't handle spice as well as I can. So like what they thought was like, oh,
But
this
they
is
were the
the
ones who invited you.
yeah. So like
Okay.
they were like saying this is the brink of spice. Where like anything more than this, we wouldn't really want it. I'm like, bro, this isn't even spicy in the slightest.
Well,
But
I'm interested because I've only ever had Yup Duck in Korea, and in Korea there's like 5 levels of spice that you can choose
yeah,
from when
there
you
were
come
four
in.
here.
Okay, and did you guys choose what level?
We chose one.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I know for me when I've gotten this stuff, if you choose like the mid level, that is still like 5 to 10 times hotter than what I think the average American can take. So yeah, they choosing level 1 is like baby bitch spicy, but yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But anyways, I want to say the food was good, but the thing was they did takeout because like ordering in was a 2-hour wait list, but
Oh my
takeout was only
god.
about 20 minutes. So we did takeout and we ate outside because there's a ton of seats because like I said, it's a university town center. But it was like 40 degrees outside. So one, we were freezing, but two, it cooled off the food amazingly fast. So it stopped being like warm and everything. But like the food was good and everything. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, ironically, I liked it more eating the leftovers 2 days later when it was piping hot. So that was kind of funny. But anyways, where I'm kind of going with this is twofold. One, I want to do a throwback to a conversation we had months ago about finality and the end, which our most popular conversation about when you think it might be the last time you did something, but it wasn't. But all joking aside, no, like it was kind of crazy, like going back like to UCI after so long. Like, oh yeah, this place was a fundamental period of my life, and like I got to be the tour guide, show them around. Like, this is where everyone went to get like boba. This was where everyone went to get blah blah blah. So that was kind of cool and everything. So I kind of want to like turn this around to be like, Dylan, if I was to visit you in Boston, what are you showing me?
Well, first of all, I would just like to say I like how in the pre-podcast talk you mentioned about like how you're the Bob of this from Distractable, who has repeated his own podcast ideas a couple times and forgotten them, and you
No.
knowingly went into this and are rehashing an episode idea.
No, but I was joking about that being the topic. I'm actually having you be a faux tour guide.
Okay. So what would I show you in Boston? Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you, Jonathan, but I don't do jack shit in Boston. So
What?
I'll play board games with you. I'll take you to like Shake Shack and maybe we can go to Charles River or something. But let's be real, Jonathan, I don't do anything here.
Wait. Okay, actually Shake Shack though. I had Shake Shack for the first time like a month ago, and I got to say pretty good, really fucking expensive. But when I went again with my coworkers, they have like a hot ones like lineup going on right now.
Okay.
And so I got their hot ones thing, but they also have an additional charge where they give you like the 11 out of 10 spice. Like I assumed it was the most spicy thing they have there.
Hmm.
So my coworker dared me to buy it, saying he'd pay for it if, I tried it. So I said, I'm not going to turn down something for free. So I decided to subject myself to that horror. And let me tell you, it wasn't that bad. Like I could honestly take it really well. I don't think it was the spices. I think they overrated it just to like get you to buy an extra like the extra sauce.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense because it's one thing if it's like a wings place, which wings are known to have like varying levels of spices, but if it's Shake Shack, it's like okay, their spiciest thing they have is like a peppermint milkshake. So
And yet you'll still see people going, "Oh, Dios mío, that's spicy."
yeah, exactly. It reminds me of my grandmother going to Wendy's and she thought their basic nuggets were too spicy because they have some cracked black pepper on them. Yeah.
That's still hilarious. Like just different spice tolerances in people, but I like Shake Shack. So you know what? If I visit you in Boston, I'd be down.
Yeah,
But
well,
what?
when I visited my mom a couple weeks ago, Shake Shack is good, but we had Steak and Shake, which was like my favorite burger place at my mom's, and it's because I love garlic so much. And their garlic burger, sometimes there's like a hint of garlic. Their garlic burger punches you in the face with like they put like garlic powder on top, garlic salt. They use garlic butter. It is just garlic in your face.
Okay. And would you say that this is like you said it's overall your favorite burger? Like this is like topping everything, right?
No, it's just like
Oh,
I've only tried their garlic burger, but it was my favorite burger place to go in Florida when I lived there.
okay. Well, I guess my next question: what would you show me in Florida? That's one because I've never been to Steak and Shake.
Okay, well, Jonathan, you would know when I was in Florida, I did not have a
No.
car, and public transportation there was worse than here in Boston. So I
And
literally
you
just
got sick
walked.
too.
Yeah, so I just walked to Target every day. So I would show you the Target that I walk to every day, and I guess Steak and Shake.
Hey, but was it one of the Targets that had a Pizza Hut in it?
No, I think it had a Starbucks inside.
You know what? I'll take it. I will get a hot chocolate, and you will get a chocolate milk, and we will drink like two gentlemen.
Yes, with our chocolatey drinks.
There we go. Just what Starbucks is known for.
All right,
But
Jonathan. Well, now let me turn this shitty question around to you, Jonathan. If I visited you in Hemet, the place of
yeah.
wonders, what would you show to me?
Well, if you visit me in Hemet, am I allowed to cheat and say take you to other nearby places like
No,
rivers? Okay.
no,
No, it
fuck
has
you.
to be in Hemet.
It has to
Okay.
be in Hemet, and it has to be something that you do, much like me going to Target in Florida.
Okay. So first off, I would take you to one of two pizza places. I would take you to either Milano's Pizza or Grumpy Tom's Pizza because Milano's Pizza, at least it's been a few years since I've been there in person, but pre-pandemic, they used to have one of those arcade table things. They're like the two-sided ones that have like 1,000 arcade games on them, and like 10 of them are legit, and then the other like 990 are just knockoffs of those 10. But like you stick in a quarter and you have access to like 1,000 arcade games. Not gonna lie, pretty fun. I could see us genuinely having fun with it for a while. And they also have other like actual arcade games, like shooting ones and like a racing thing. So there
Well,
we
I mean, you
go.
say you can see us having fun with it for a while, but you're the person who I feel like we could have fun doing anything because we stayed up playing 1978 Trivial Pursuit for 5 hours every time you slept over. We're the people who, when our friends were over and like flirting in the backyard, we made a random yoga like pose competition in my room. So, dude, we can do anything and have a good enough time.
Yeah, that's true. And that's a fundamental part of who we are, unfortunately, or
Yeah.
fortunately. But the other place encourages you to use the board games that they have there because they want you to like establish a social connection. They have a sign up saying, "Don't be on your phones, play some board games." So like they just literally encourage you to play their board games in the restaurant while you eat. So
So
we'll
is
do
it
that.
like a board game cafe then?
I don't think so. It's just a pizza shop that has I guess. I mean, I guess that's literally the only qualifier, so I guess it kind of is.
That's really weird. Okay.
But I don't know. Presumably they don't want you to do it while you eat because your hands would be greasy and everything. But
Yeah, that's the thing is like normally board game cafes have like some drinks or milkshakes or like small stuff that you can have, but this is like why don't you play board games while eating food that you shouldn't eat while playing board games?
yeah, well, maybe we'll be the Cretans that eat pizza with a fork and a knife, and that way we can get away with it.
Oh god.
But so we would do that to start. Then what we do is we would go to one of three places. We'd either go to the bowling alley because I know how much you love bowling.
I
We
mean, I'm
go to
fine with bowling.
Oh, you are? Okay, then we go to the bowling alley. I'm not even
Why
gonna
do you feel
mention
like I had something against bowling?
it just doesn't seem like your kind of thing that you'd enjoy, to be honest. Like
Why? What strikes you as me being a
strikes, that was a good
non-bowling?
pun.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'll spare you the explanation.
Oh my god, I'll only accept that because it was a pun.
But no, all jokes aside, I I've just never heard you talk about going bowling, so I just
Yeah,
assumed you
because who
didn't like
talks
it.
about going bowling? I've never heard you talk about going bowling.
Okay, one of my friends invites me out to bowling all the fucking time,
Yeah, that's
and I
one friend. That doesn't mean just because they are super into bowling does not mean because I have not mentioned bowling that I don't enjoy. How many times do we mention Trivial Pursuit? Never. We played that a shit ton at my house.
do we enjoy Trivial Pursuit, or are we just
No.
masochists?
Well, same thing with bowling.
Well, okay, but I feel like that proves my point.
Oh my god, I hate you. Talk about your bowling story or whatever.
There is no story. I'm saying I would take you bowling, or we would go to a place called Shooters, which is not in fact a shooting range. It is a bar that has extremely cheap pool for some reason. So we
But
play
Jonathan,
pool.
you've never talked about wanting to go to pool before. I
Okay,
never.
no, I've told you that I've gone to that place before to play pool with my
Yeah,
Vegas
you've
friends.
told me that you've gone to that place. You haven't told me that you wanted to go to that place.
I like pool. I've told you I've gone to play pool with many of my friends. I genuinely enjoy playing pool, even if I'm bad at it.
Well, actually, we have played pool together now that I think about it at
See,
UCI.
see, you're not fooling me, Dylan. I'm not falling into your trap.
Okay.
But and then the other thing I would do, in which I've never actually done in Hemet because I've tried to go before and they were closed for some inexplicable reason, but now I think they're open. It's a place called Megabytes. It's supposed to be like a pizza arcade kind of thing, like an actual dedicated arcade, not like the other place. So we would go play some arcade games if we didn't want to play the arcade games at the other place.
Okay. Well,
So
from what I've gotten from your plan of what we would do is we would go to the bowling alley and debate about it the entire time of whether we actually want to be here or not.
yeah, and then we'd probably just go to a different city because Hemet's got nothing.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. We could go to the park or something. We could play
Oh my
some
God, Jonathan,
soccer.
just shut up. Continue with whatever your original topic was going to be.
Well, I didn't even get to finish my one because you turned the tables back on me. I was gonna say, what would you show me in Korea? But
Oh,
okay.
okay. Well, that's an actual thing that I could show you because I actually
See?
did stuff in Korea. Why did
But
you start with
but
that Boston and Florida, the places that I've done
but
jack
those
shit
are
in?
places you've been to more recently.
Oh my god, Jonathan, I hate you so much. What would I show you in Korea? Well, first of all, since like we talked about with spicy food, you and I actually have good spice tolerance. So I would take you to places in Korea that actually have some good spicy food and we could actually get the spicy versions of them.
Okay, that would be exciting for starters. I'd look forward to that.
Yeah, because Yup Duck's so popular in Korea. I'd let you get the level 5 one that will burn your asshole just straight into the depths of hell.
Oh God, my I would be visiting, and we would go to Korea, and half the time would be me on the toilet.
I mean, honestly, that's I wouldn't have it any other way. Uh, so we could do that. I I guess we could go to a PC cafe, but like the most popular games there are like Overwatch, PUBG, League of Legends, none of which you play. So it's like, okay, I guess we'll download Risk of Rain on the
I mean, we could do
PCs.
Apex.
I guess we could do Apex, but I guess we'd have to do like I'm not sure if Apex has Southeast Asia servers or if we just connect to the other side of the world. And I don't know. We could do Apex, but you suck at Apex, so it doesn't matter either
Oh,
way.
excuse me.
Whenever
I
Matthew and I play Apex, we always reference of like, double digits this game. I guess we pulled a Jonathan.
I was grossly out of my league though. Like I
We
never
were in
played.
bronze.
I never played competitive before I played with you guys.
So what? It's still bronze. No, it's just shut up, Jonathan.
I think you're not valuing my input as one half of this conversation.
Yeah, because honestly, yeah, just no.
Okay, you continue. Show
Okay.
me the way.
So in Korea, we would eat food, we'd go to a PC cafe, we could go to a
Ishbang.
board game cafe, and all of the instructions will be in Korean, so we have to go off of memory, or I have to poorly translate everything for us.
Or we could just make up the directions and see how it goes.
Honestly, that would be fun. I'd like us to play Trivial Pursuit all in Korean, so I'd be like,
So
okay.
then we're just actually quizzing each other random questions at the top of each other's heads, like, how old is Tom Brady?
Oh my god. Yeah, so we could do that. And then the Han River in Korea, always fun. And then of course I'd have to take you bowling in Korea.
Is it like different rules or like exactly the same and you're just dunking on me for bowling?
I'm just dunking on you for bowling.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try and salvage this oddly passive aggressive conversation in saying you mentioned a river in both Korea and I think Boston, you mentioned a river too. Like, what do you do at rivers? Do you just like stare at them or do you go like in a raft down the river? Like, what kind of river activities did you have in mind? Like tossing stones across them?
Oh, I mean, you mentioned going to a park. What do you do in parks? I mean, you
You go
just
on the
do shit there.
swings.
You go on the swings?
Yeah, swings are fun. You
Oh
like
my
see how high you
god.
could go if you could wrap around the top.
Jonathan, you use Snapchat still, you have a chain wallet, you go on swings. You were still the definition of the edgy middle school boy that I first met.
I don't have a chain wallet. I just have a chain. I don't know how many times I have to tell you. Men are bad listeners. Jesus.
It's not that I
Ladies and
don't remember, Jonathan. It's just that I refuse to accept that.
I think ladies and tangents would love that remark. They would support us.
Oh my god. So, yeah, it's a river. I don't know. We eat things, we sit there. It's a
Okay,
river.
so we have a picnic along the river.
No, because picnics aren't manly, Jonathan. We have a manly what's it called where you grill things? Barbecue. We have a manly barbecue with a blanket and a wooden
Wait,
basket.
would it be a Korean barbecue or an American barbecue in Korea?
Well, it depends which river we're going to.
The Han River.
Well, then I guess we're doing Korean barbecue.
What if it was the Euphrates River, that famous one in Korea?
Well, then we're doing Euphrates style Korean barbecue.
I don't even know what that means.
Neither do I.
Okay, well, clearly this topic has ran its course.
Oh, like any of the other topics in this podcast, we're good, Jonathan.
Hey, I haven't even gotten to the other ones yet.
Are they bowling related?
I could make them bowling related.
Please don't.
Okay, well, moving on to the next thing. I opened up this episode by talking about things going on in the world.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, there we go. That's the feedback I wanted. Don't cut that out. And so, in things going on in the world, one of the things I want to talk to you about is Avatar Studios has announced a new animated Avatar movie with the original gang coming out in
The blue
2000.
people or the like Last Airbender?
I didn't think I had to specify, but the Last Airbender, which has
Okay.
one mildly blue person, I guess. But
Yes.
point being, yeah, they're releasing a new Avatar: The Last Airbender movie, and animated to be clear, coming out in 2025. So
Okay.
the internet's kind of exploding, going, "Hey, is it going to be adult gang, or is it going to continue immediately where the show ended off? Are they going to remake the comics as animated movie form? Like, what are they going to do?" And nothing's really been announced, but I'm going to ask you, like, is there any hype on your behalf about it? If there is or isn't, regardless, what would you want it to be about? That kind of thing.
No, there's no hype for me. I'll probably hear about it from you, and then maybe I'll go watch it.
Well, you actually
And
liked Avatar, though, didn't you?
I mean, I liked Avatar, but it's like how I liked SpongeBob or The Fairly Odd Parents. I mean, it's something that I would watch as a kid, but it's not something that I ever jumped into like the world of reading the books or getting the games or anything.
I mean, neither did I, but I mean, I wouldn't like classify it in the same league as those other shows because those are in a league of their own.
Yeah,
But
well, I don't know. As far as hopes or expectations go, I mean, I hope that they add more blue people on the planet of Pandora.
yeah, that'd be exciting. Okay, fine. We're gonna turn it to that. Are you gonna watch Avatar 2 when it comes out? I think it's The Way of the Water or something.
I think the bigger question is if it comes out.
No, 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 no. He spent like a decade of his life rewriting this. Now they got like 6 movies greenlit somehow. So they've already started production on the third and fourth or something. So I don't know. It'll be exciting. Do you have any hype for Avatar: The Blue People movie then?
No, but I hope that there's more airbending. I
Okay,
hope that
I'm gonna beat you up when I see you next. If I see you next.
if you see me next,
Yeah,
okay.
after this episode, I don't know if I want to be your friend anymore.
That is fair. I mean, but Jonathan, think about all those times we went bowling together.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap this around. Okay, so you know how Aang in Avatar, he was very rambunctious, kind of a prankster. He really like that one marble trick he did with the airbending. I think in the new movie, I hope they have a dedicated bowling segment where he tries to bowl and he starts losing, so he uses his airbending to manipulate it, but then Toph finds out he's cheating, so she uses earthbending to manipulate. I just hope it becomes a big bowling movie. I hope that's it. And then Airbud comes in and they say the rules don't say anything about a dog. So you know what? That's my hope for the Avatar movie. Both of them. And I'm incredibly hyped.
I mean, honestly, if Airbud came in, yeah, I'd be incredibly hyped too, especially if it was the original Airbud, so it's just a skeleton of a dog.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, I hope that happens. And I hope they still do that weird connecting tail hair thing to impregnate each other. And we're going to move on from this topic since evidently you do not care about what I'm interested in.
Clearly.
Okay. So, Dylan, we started off this by talking about things going on in the world. So, we're going to continue on that and say, have you watched the new Black Panther movie?
No, I didn't like the first Black Panther movie, to be honest.
Really? I heard it
I
was actually pretty good.
did you heard? So you didn't even
I
watch
did
it.
not watch it. I was
But
like,
you're
what?
bringing up a topic about the next one, Jonathan.
Okay, no, hear me out here. I'm gonna defend this. You've talked about how you and your girlfriend, you've like gone over every Harry Potter movie in a marathon. You've gone over every Marvel movie in a marathon. I just assumed you liked the Marvel movies if you watched every single one of them.
Well, we didn't watch the Hulk one where the actor changed and all of that stuff. And Black
What?
Panther, I have tried to watch like 2 or 3 times on Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever, and honestly, every time I get like 30 minutes to an hour in, and I'm just like, man, I like. I'm glad that people enjoy this movie because I know a lot of things that people were hyped for
Hmm.
about it. But out of the Marvel movies, I think it's one of the most boring ones.
Are you saying you hate black people?
That is exactly what you're saying.
Oh dang! But no, I never actually watched the movie because that was around the phase where I was
Because it
getting.
has black people, Jonathan.
Dang, you caught me. But no, that's around the phase where like I was getting burnt out. I've only seen like half the Marvel movies to be honest, and I haven't seen some of the best ones. Like I've heard people say that Captain America, like the Winter Soldier, is one of the best ones. Never saw it. So when Bucky showed up in Civil War, I was like, "Oh, hey, he's here." And, like, let me think. Other critical ones I never saw. I guess I wouldn't really remember them if I didn't see them. I'm gonna just have to Google Marvel movies. But like, I don't know. I never saw it, but my coworker saw it and he said it was pretty okay. So take that for what you will. I don't know if that's a particularly ringing endorsement that's going to get you out of the house, but
Wait, the
I mean,
Black Panther 2?
yeah.
Honestly, I didn't even know it came out, so that's it's fine with me. I mean, that was something that I was going to bring up is because two of the world events things that you have brought up are movies. I'm not sure how much world events they are, and more just like cinema that's come out recently.
Okay,
But
we're getting there. Don't worry.
okay, but honestly, I don't think I've seen a movie in theaters since like the Doctor Strange one, and before that, I don't think I had seen a movie like since I was in California, which would have been like 2020. Probably the last movie I saw in theaters before that was Parasite with you. So I've
So,
just not seen many movies in person.
is that because of the pandemic, or was it just like there's just literally been no movies you've been interested in?
Little A, little B. Like when I went to my mom's house, we looked up movies and none of them seemed interesting to me. Part of it was because before that is the pandemic, and part of it's just because I'm not really a go to see movies by yourself person unless it's something that I really want to see, like Parasite when that came out. So, like, it's like, okay, cool, there's a new Marvel movie. I'm not crazy into Marvel, so who gives a shit?
That's fair, I guess. Like, I can't even really knock you for that.
Yeah, unless there was like a big bowling movie that came out, then I'd really want to see that.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap it around back to that. So I've heard that in the new Black Panther movie, they like explain Chadwick Boseman's death during a tragic bowling accident. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, and that's what the whole movie is about. To be clear, there's no villain or anything. They just kind
It's
of try
just
to
bowling.
ban the sport of bowling, and they kind of get into a big ethical debate about whether bowling is a sport or not. It's kind
Oh,
of
okay.
exciting.
Yeah, yeah.
So looking up a list of Marvel movies, like I missed both of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I missed Thor Ragnarok and the Dark World for that matter, but I heard that one sucked. I missed I missed the second Avengers movie, Age of Ultron. I missed some pretty big important movies, and I still walked in to Infinity War and Endgame and cried. So I'm a
I
fake
mean,
fan,
I
I
don't
guess.
think I had seen any Avengers movies prior to what was before Endgame? Infinity War?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I hadn't seen any Avengers films prior to that, so
Are we fake fans? Do we have no room to talk about this?
I mean, I never stated to be a fan.
But you've seen every single one of them except for the Hulk one, which was the best.
All right, Jonathan, so let's go on to the next world news topic, which will inevitably be a movie.
Okay. So, as you know, there's a lot of things going on in the world right now, a lot of important things. And among them, so they announced a new SpongeBob movie.
Oh my god.
I'm not kidding. They really did. Go and Google it. So I guess my question is going to be, other than the first SpongeBob movie, which is SpongeBob the movie, have you seen any of the SpongeBob movies?
I've seen for some of like the made for TV ones, but I know that they've had like one or two ones that went into theaters, and I did
Yeah,
not see
they had like
those.
Sponge Out of Water, but they also had like the one with Neptune or something. Not the original one. That fuck, I can't remember. I'm just gonna Google SpongeBob movies right now. That way, I see which one of the SpongeBob movies I missed out on because this is very critical things here.
Jonathan, I just have a real quick question for you.
Yes.
Much like the football quiz with all of the Carolina questions or name based questions, how many of the following topics are related to movies?
Well, funny thing, this wasn't actually going to be a topic. It's just when I was looking at the Avatar thing, I saw a headline that said Avatar and SpongeBob movie is announced. So this one's kind of a spontaneous one, which is why I don't even know which SpongeBob movies I've seen.
Oh my god.
But not. I thought there was one where they like sang and did like a competition thing, but maybe I'm thinking of the Fairly Odd Parents because I know they did that with Norm the Genie.
I don't know, but now that we've gone to the depths of this great conversation, how about
Wait,
the
no,
next non movie related topic?
but I haven't even touched bowling yet.
No, it's okay. I'm sure we can save that for later.
Okay. Okay, fine. I'll move on to the next topic. So there's a lot of big things going on in the world, and among them are concerts, right?
Okay,
So,
okay.
as we've discussed kind of off the podcast, I'm not gonna actually talk about it yet. I'm gonna talk about it when it happens. But one of my favorite artists, I'm gonna like see her, relatively soon because she's coming to America, blah blah blah. But I'm gonna talk about a different guy. Well, I mean, she's not even a guy, so I don't know why I worded it like that. I'm gonna talk about a guy where He's gonna be in Santa Ana and San Diego, kind of doing the rounds. I've been debating whether it's worth seeing him or not because he is like my second most listened to artist, but it's like I don't really want to drive to Santa Ana or San Diego. You get the idea, right?
Is it Flip Flop the Clown?
I love Flip Flop the Clown. Can you remind me what song we know by him?
Of course, it's the classic hit "Feet on My Face."
Yeah, and I would ask you to karaoke it for comedic effect, but I obviously wouldn't want his lawyers to come after us for using that song with how big of a hit it is. It would instantly come off on YouTube's red flag thing.
So,
So
who's the guy that you may or may not see?
his name is Ricky Montgomery, who I don't think you know anything by him because our music taste doesn't honestly overlap that much, but he's kind of like an indie pop artist, which is kind of not the music you'd expect me to go see in concert, I would imagine. Because like I'm known for my metal music, my Korean music, and kind of SoundCloud rap, but indie pop is something that's kind of really snuck up on me the past like 2 years. And I don't know, I kind of want to go, but the thing is, I didn't get the tickets when they first opened up, like for sale, when they were like $20 or $30. Now they're being like resold for like $70. My coworker told me not to go, saying that's like a ripoff because he's not that big of an artist, and $70 is like just wildly overpaying resale prices. But I'm thinking that's not all that much money. Like just looking at a lot of the big artists, like their prices like go up above $200 per ticket. So 70 seems pretty reasonable for someone who I listen to a lot. So I kind of want to like go into like what do you think is a fair price for a concert ticket, and does it matter by artist, blah blah blah, venue? I kind of want to get into that.
Yeah, I honestly would go for that if I were you, just because, the first concert that I ever went to really was the concert that comes along with KCON when I went in like 2015. And that's the main reason why the tickets to KCON cost so much. Because if you just want to go to the convention, I think you could probably get those passes for like $30 or something. But the concert tickets are where all the big money comes in. And I remember that. If you wanted like nosebleeds seats for just one day, because it's a multi-day concert, the first year that I went, I want to say it was like $50 for nosebleed, where in more
Mhm.
recent years I want to say it's closer to like $150 for nosebleed. So if you're in a
Yeah.
small enough concert hall, or if it's super small and it's just like at a bar for some small concerts that I've gone to, $70, even if it's overpaying, like if it's someone that you actually care that much about, that's not a terrible price compared to like BTS concert where nosebleed is going to be selling no cheaper than $200 or $300.
Well, that's what I was thinking because like I was talking to one of my friends and they went to see like BTS actually live, and they said they paid a little over $300 for like nosebleed seats, and that sounded like an overpay to me at that point because it's like you're not even close to the music. You're probably having to use binoculars to see,
Yeah.
but like I don't know. To each their own. Like I don't want to be judgy after I'm overpaying possibly, but I thought $70 honestly sounded pretty fair. But
Yeah,
I mean,
especially if they're small
yeah.
enough. It's not $70 for like nosebleed at Staples Center, then I
Oh no,
assume.
it's like a small, like, personal venue, like everyone's like general admission, like up close to the stage.
Yeah, exactly. In which case it's like, if you were going to a huge artist, you could probably pay $1,000 to get a seat like that. So yeah, is it overpaying for the price of the venue? Yes, but not really for the experience.
Yeah, so honestly, like I've just been kind of thinking that I'm gonna keep an eye on like Ticketmaster and everything else, like reselling things and like see if I could get one for cheaper because I don't really want to pay that. But like honestly, if it comes down to it and like I don't have anything to do that Friday night, I might just do it if I could
Yeah,
get off work early.
no, for sure. Go for it.
Yeah, but kind of keeping on the topic of concert tickets, actually, because I actually found this one kind of funny, is my coworker was trying to get tickets to Paramore, right?
Oh, okay.
And yeah, Paramore, very big band. I don't know, I like a good amount of Paramore music. I'm not like a huge fan, but if someone puts on Paramore, I'm not going to complain.
I mean, it
And
seems like your chain wallet style really fits in with them.
it's not a chain wallet. But all that aside, they were trying to get in on pre-sale because the second it like goes on normal sale, it would get sold out, right?
Hmm.
Because Paramore is a big band. And the thing is, they tried to do the normal pre-sale and they got denied, right? Like they didn't get lucky, like because it was just a random trance thing and they didn't get it.
Okay.
But Amex, American Express, it gets their own specific drawing thing. And they're like, hey, Jonathan, you have an American Express card, right? And the thing is, my card isn't from American Express. It's from my, like, credit union. It's just issued through American Express. So I'm like, I don't actually know if I get those benefits. So we tried to do it, and indeed, yeah, it did work. They got the concert tickets. They got 5 tickets for like $780, which already is like,
Total, not a piece, right?
boy, let me tell you. No, yeah, it's total. Yeah. But yeah, so first off, it was kind of nice because I get cash back on that. So I got $7, basically $8 from that. So haha, and they already paid me back
Nice.
in full. But anyways, I was just thinking like, dang, that's a cool unintended benefit. Like, so now I know that I get like full American Express benefits and I get AAA benefits. So I'm just trying to get in all these exclusive like membership things. That way I could like reel in the benefits, like just overpowering cost of membership right off the bat.
Yeah, I know that my dad, I think I've told you, because he goes on flights a lot, like over the country because of his job, and he has a platinum Amex card, and I think because of that, he gets into like their specialty Amex like bars and lounges where you can just sit around and
Yeah.
drink alcohol while you're waiting for your flight.
My boss was telling me about that. She's like, "Oh yeah, I do that all the time and everything." And she's saying how she gets free food and free drinks and it's like all unlimited and everything. So me and my coworker looked up what the annual fee was because we were kind of interested, and then we quickly found out, oh no, it does not pay for itself unless you fly a lot.
Yeah,
But
yeah, because I think that level requires like a few $100s a year or
I
something.
think it's like 700 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's crazy. And then I was like, dang, we want to be able to do that. You need to pay us more. And she did not go for that. So that was unfortunate, but it was a good attempt, right?
Yeah, I mean that would have been something else. She's like, okay, here's a $700 raise.
I mean, honestly, I would have taken it, obviously. But I this might be getting off topic, but my work has a kind of cool Christmas raffle kind of thing where like they have a few like prizes. One of them is 1 week free like PTO like additional, and then one of them is like a 1,000. Last year's a $2,000 gift card. I want to win that. And recently, like two
It's the
people have
$2,000 gift card to Brunswick Bowling.
damn you. I was gonna find a way to incorporate that. You beat me to it. I hate that. Did you know I was trying to set that up, or were you, did that just feel spontaneous for you?
No, it was just like, well, it's a gift card, and I just thought of like, well, is it a Visa gift card or is it to a specific place? Like,
No, it's
I don't
American
know.
Express. That way you
Oh,
can
okay.
use it everywhere. But nah, so I don't know. I'm hoping to win that. But like my work has a few things going on coming on for like holiday things that I'm of mixed excitement for. One of them is a Secret Santa, and I don't actually like Secret Santas, to be honest, because like anything I want to get is like kind of a pricey value that I couldn't ask for reasonably. So like, I get something I don't really want, and then I have to spend money on someone else. So it's like a net loss in my mind. How do you feel about Secret Santas or right white elephants if you haven't done Secret Santa?
The only Secret Santa that I've done was in eighth grade for my drama class. We had to do Secret Santas with like a $20
Limit?
limit or whatever, and it was like very whatever. You're a middle schooler, so you're just like, here's some candy and like a picture frame of all of the class members or some shit like that. So I don't know. It sounds like something where I'd probably be into it if it was a similar way like you and I do our Christmas exchange of,
Yeah.
well, we know that unless you like spend $500 for a PS5 or something really expensive, that realistically you're not going to get something that you want too much that you couldn't have just bought for yourself. So it's more fun to just like do shitty gifts. So
Yeah.
I could imagine that, but otherwise, no. I haven't really done it, and I don't think I'd be into it in a normal way.
Like I hate to say it, but rather than get someone else a gift and hopefully get me something decent in return, I'd rather just buy myself something, especially with Black Friday coming up. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just the way I feel about it, but I feel very strongly about it. I am just a Mr. Bah Humbug Scrooge. Oh wait, Scrooge McDuck is someone else. What's his name? Ebenezer Scrooge or something?
Nope,
Wait,
you got it.
what's
Scrooge McDuck.
what's I forgot his name. I think it's Ebenezer Scrooge, right?
It is, but I prefer Scrooge McDuck.
And that's from DuckTales, I think.
Sure.
Wait, wait, where's Scrooge McDuck from? Let me look it up.
Oh my God, Jonathan. So on that general topic, though, I'm curious. Do you have any ideas yet of what you are getting me for this wonderful Christmas exchange that we will do of shitty gifts?
Right, yeah, this year's shitty gift thing, it kind of snuck up on me, but I think I could make it something related to this.
Oh God.
Like, maybe I'll get you. Shoot, let me think. I'll get you a mic, and it's gonna have like cat ears, gonna be pink and LED, and it's gonna like talk and whatever. I don't know. I'll come up with something.
I mean, I think that our gift exchange was really suited towards you because you're terrible at coming up with podcast ideas. So
I'm gonna get you a bowling ball. You deserve it.
you being terrible with coming up to gift ideas, I'm like, man, a cat ear mic. I wouldn't want that at all, and that's the whole point. Is I'm not supposed to want it. So I guess good job on that.
Exactly. So I hope you know I'll come up with something sick and twisted. Only question is, do you still want to send to your mom's house and for her to deal with the consequences?
No, because now I live in America again, so you can actually send it to me.
Okay. So I will send it to you, and then you will just throw it out in a week anyways.
Yeah, I don't think I ever picked up Garfield Kart from my mom's house. I think that's still
What?
just laying around somewhere.
You could actually play that though.
Yeah, I could. I just forgot about it.
Dang. Ask your mom to ship it to you.
I won't.
Whatever. Next time you go to Florida, I'm going to go to Florida, strap you to a chair, and make you play Garfield Kart.
Oh no.
And I hope that they have a bowling mini game. So we're moving on to the next thing.
Okay, what's the next thing?
Okay. The next thing is okay, so this is kind of the last thing I had in mind as far as a conversation topic, but it's like kind of a interesting heartfelt thing, but also it feels bad, man. So like I want to join a local bowl, no, just kidding. So I was telling my coworker about the concert that I wanted to possibly go to, the one this upcoming week, right? And in talking about it, he decided he was gonna look up the guy's music, and he listened to a whole album by the guy. And the thing is, when he found out about the Korean singer as well in December, he listened to like, I don't know, 10 or 12 songs by her, like a non-negligible amount. And I kind of realized two things here. One, like, that's kind of nerve-wracking because I didn't get to curate which ones he listens to, so I didn't even get to like choose some of the better songs. Like, he got a very well-rounded view of each artist. But two, like, I kind of realized he is the first person to actually do that for me. Like, I generally keep my music taste to myself because like I just generally know people don't like my music, and I'm very okay with that because I don't know, I'm the one who has to like my music. If other people don't like it, that's fine.
Hmm.
But like aside from that, it's just like I've drip fed some music to people I like before. Like I've let them know like I like this song or I like this artist, and they just never check it out, even though they like always play their music for me, like when we go on drives or whatever. So it's like this is the first time someone has like actually gone out of their way to listen to not a small amount, but actually a relatively considerable amount enough to get a well-rounded view of the person. I'm like, huh, this is kind of interesting. And he gave me his feedback on like the songs he did like, didn't like, what he thought of them and everything. Ultimately, he wasn't the biggest fan of either, and that's okay. I wasn't expecting it because I actually didn't intend for him to listen to either one of them. But it was just, I don't know, kind of interesting. So I guess kind of the topic is, how do you feel about sharing music, or how do you feel about checking out other people's music? Do you just normally do that? Just that general kind of thing.
I mean, I feel like half the reason why you got into Korean music is because of me, so I guess you know that aspect of it. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm mainly like, if we're in the car and we're taking turns playing songs, I will play my music, and if people like it, then great. But otherwise, I don't generally recommend music to people, especially not since like in middle school, my music taste changed a lot from like Linkin Park, 3 Days Grace, and all of that stuff to like K-pop and a bunch of other shit. So yeah, back then I would have shared stuff with Matthew where, you and I would talk about War of Change. But
The best song ever.
yeah, but since then, not really. And people don't generally talk about music with me. They'll bring up like some metal thing they're into, but I don't feel like going out of my way of like, man, maybe I'd like Friends, but I'm also not going to put in the effort of listening to music I know that I won't care about just so I can talk about it with someone.
Well, that's the funny thing, because I actually kind of feel bad because this guy has listened to my music and I haven't listened to his because I'm of a similar mindset, but I feel kind of obligated to. But I guess, you mentioned like if you're like in a car with someone, you're like exchange songs back and forth, like just putting it on. Do you actually put on music you listen to? Because when I'm in that situation, like I'll put on songs I like, but it's definitely a watered down, curated version. I don't put on stuff that I actually like legitimately love because it's just so out there. Like, are you actually putting on music you really like, or do you also water it down?
No, I generally put on music that I like, but I will say it's probably easier for me when, there's certain tunes that even if people don't listen to as much, they can probably like get behind and it's not atrocious. But since you're into some like metal screamo shit and all stuff like that,
Yeah, just kind of extreme music one way or
yeah,
another.
I feel like it's something where, if I show them a K-pop song that's like, it's not my style, but it's not a bad tune, where if someone hears like, it's like, okay, well, that sounds like my ears are bleeding. So thanks for that.
I hope you know I'm gonna need you to do a full-on screamo cover one day for this purpose. That
Uh,
way we can review it afterwards and discuss.
yeah, sounds great.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of interesting. But I kind of realized it's gonna be really hard for me to like find someone like go to concert with or like whatever if I just, never bridge that gap. Really, like otherwise I just have to find someone who coincidentally likes the same music as me. And 23 years in, that hasn't happened really.
I
Um,
disagree because I've gone to concerts with friends just because they've invited me, even if it's not my style. So, like, assuming that you're not going to a concert that costs like $500 a ticket, if you have friends that are just like, yeah, $30 a night in LA, yeah, I'll go to a concert with you.
do people really do that? That's
I
kind of
mean,
cool.
Jonathan, do you go bowling?
That's a valid comeback. Damn, you really found a way to bring this back in.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but like trying to salvage this, I guess. Um, I don't know. Like even among people who have similar music tastes, like I feel like maybe I do just have to do that because like my cousin, we both like similar music, just not the same artists. I think maybe if I just bit the bullet and went with him, he'd do the same for me. Or like I don't know, like my coworker's ex, her and I have a surprising amount of music in common. So maybe I just gotta like ask her. So I don't know. Maybe I just have to get over myself, and it's all in my head in this big old bowling ball of a noggin.
Yeah.
Maybe I just need to get over myself.
Yeah, I think if you ask people that you'd be fine with just chilling with, then that would be good enough. Just as long as they're people who, are fine just to enjoy the vibes, even if the music's not their own. Because I remember I was supposed to go to like a Korean hip hop concert like 4 years ago with my dad, because he also enjoyed the artist generally. And my dad canceled last minute. What a great father.
Bro.
And I went with instead of going by myself, which I would have been fine with, my dad was like, no, we have the ticket anyway. You should take your stepbrother who hates all of this stuff. And the entire time, like, he slept on the couch that was in the area when the security guard, like, felt up your sides to make sure that you didn't have any weapons or anything. He was just like, oh, you should take me out on a date first if you're going to touch me there, and blah, blah, blah. And, like, he almost got us kicked out just for being like, God damn it. More than me being mad at him, I was mad at my father for just like, look, if you don't go, that's fine. But don't force someone who doesn't want to go just for the sake of it. My God.
Dude, that's so fair. But you know what? This is actually a topic in and of itself, actually. Like, I don't mind doing activities I like doing on my own. Like, I've never had an issue going to the movies on my own. I've never had an issue going to restaurants on my own. Evidently, I'm not going to have an issue going to concerts on my own. It's just like, I would prefer. I just have no issue with it. Maybe that's what the issue is here, actually. Like, you don't mind doing stuff on your own either, though, right?
I don't mind doing stuff on my own, but I'm also don't care enough about most stuff to do it on my own.
Dang, that's real. I don't know what to tell you about that one, but maybe we're two solitary people. We need to become more extroverted and become ones with the universe and people around us.
No, Jonathan, that's why we have a podcast.
That way we can just keep to ourselves and never branch out.
And pretend like we actually do something.
Hey, this last week I got some salsa from a patient. No one's gonna understand that because no one listened to that point.
Exactly. The people at my work asking me to go bowling, but then I'm like, nah, guys, I got to do a podcast this weekend. All 10 listeners that we have are gonna miss it.
Oh dang. Shots fired at us. I guess I have one final topic.
Thank God.
Okay. So, and this is just a mini short topic. This might take 2 minutes. It's just I want to bring it up because I brought up the salsa. um, so this week I got done helping a patient, and they gave me a thank you gift card, or a thank you card. It had a Red Robin gift card, $25. I'm not Red Robin's decent. I'm more a fan of their bottomless fries, but I think the funniest thing about it was in the gift. Like in the actual card, in the thank you card, they wrote, "I can highly recommend Jesus as he has never failed me." And I have no issue with the comment. It's just it's funny that it was worded I can highly recommend, not like I
Yeah,
hope
like
you
it's a
find.
Yelp review.
Yeah, it's like a Yelp review exactly. It's like, I'd give Jesus a 5 out of 5 stars. You should try him sometime.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Jesus is your Uber driver that's pulling up or something.
Yeah, so that was funny. I was just like, I, I honestly do appreciate it over a more aggressive approach, but it's just like that was the funniest, like lukewarm way of putting it.
Yeah, it really is. It's like, oh, have you tried the Jesus? It's really, I'd recommend it.
Yeah, you'll find him at Red Robin. Maybe if you go to the bowling alley too.
Oh my god.
All right, I think I'm ready to end this now.
I feel like I was ready to end this 50 minutes ago.
50? We're only 49 minutes in.
That's my point, Jonathan.
Dang. Well, hopefully you don't regret this one. Good luck titling it.
Oh, I already have some ideas in mind.
You care to share them? Draw this out to
No,
50 minutes.
you'll see it later. So,
Oh, we're not even gonna discuss it. Okay, yeah,
nope,
you'll just subject me to. It's gonna be some of the bowling balls in the world around us and world news, isn't it?
we'll see. So, till next time. Ta-ta for now.
Toot toot for Newt.